Hey everybody, Chris here at Zippy Industries. Today we have some new equipment. This guy right here. So this is a Grizzly, some other benchtop mill. All right, so it's a row. Hey everybody, Chris back here at Zippy Industries. Today we got some new equipment. This guy right here. It's a Grizzly brand. It's rebranded type deal, but it's a benchtop mill. All right, it's got a stand, so on and so forth. But it is Rofu something or another. It's a Taiwanese brand, and it gets rebranded and a bunch of other shit. I think MSC makes one that's similar. Northern Tool, a bunch of others. Anyway, this one's a Grizzly brand. So this is what we're going to use. And the big thing today is fitting it in here. Yeah. So one of the main reasons why we don't have a knee mill, which in grand scheme of things is what I would love to have, is a knee mill like a Bridgeport. We don't have room in here. Also, at some point we are going to build a new shop, hopefully, if that ever happens. And if that happens, then we will get a knee mill because we will have room for it. But right now we don't. So this guy, in the meantime, will definitely do what we need to do, I hope. Yeah, but it should increase our capabilities that we can do here as far as building bikes and parts and all kinds of other shit. Because there's a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to make, or I've had to farm out simply because I don't have a mill, right? We didn't have any means of making slots and whatnot. So we either had to do it the really hard way, which is what I've always done, or we had to pay some people to do it. But now we can do our own. So this guy here, the guy I got it from, we went up to Fredericksburg, got it from him. He was using it for knife making. He said it's too big for him, so he needed something smaller, and they were moving, so on and so forth. So, but anyway, he put the DRO on here. So we have DRO, we have a power feed, and some other shit. It's a R8 taper, so not the biggest tool in the world. It did come with a little baby vise and some other shit. Yeah, that's our little bitty taper. It's got collet set, the whole deal, some end mills and some other crap. So we are going to have to get some things for it. Like I want to get a rotary table so we can do turn some parts on it. Main one I'm going to use it for is this ugly turd here. We're going to put a 49mm front end on our 87 Electra. And I already have the forks on their way. I just got to go pick them up. Oh, well, I got to pay for him to pick them up, but he's holding them. And then we got to make trees. And they're like $800 if you buy them. But we're going to try and make them first. And if we can make them, awesome. So if not, then we just buy them. So it's, you know, one way or another, we're going to learn something here. So hopefully our little mill can do it. The other thing is if you all have seen my older videos, where I do the 41mm forks into the 39mm narrow glides. All right, there's some stainless slugs that I make. This is getting us closer to having those in-house, right? Now I can mill the slots, and now I can open up that lower tree to a 41mm for people, so, and do our own. I don't have to pay somebody else to do it because the last guy fucked them up. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah. Those slugs right there. So a couple people have asked me about making selling some slugs. I only have one set here, so I need to make some. And the other thing we're going to have to figure out is I got to get some metric change gears for our South Bend lathe, or have somebody turn the metric threads. But anyway, that's beside the point. For now, we have to figure out where to put this thing. So the garage is yeah, shop is a little chaos right now. So there's shit everywhere, like usual. If you've been following the channel for a while, you know that this is not normal, but we're trying to make it work. All right, I haven't done a shop reorganization in a while, so this is going to be one of those days. One thing we did do was on our Grizzly power hammer, I put those blocks on there, and then I put some workbench casters on there. They raise and lower, so now we can actually move that thing. So that's good. But I think we're gonna put the mill here. I think this will be our best spot. We have power here. The thing does take a dedicated 15 amp circuit in order to kick it on. And we have our 100 amp box with a dedicated box to it. So that'll probably be our best bet, because I think if we hook to anything else in here, it's gonna kill the power. So yeah. So I think it's gonna be our best bet. I've been wanting to either get rid of or move this table for a while anyway, because honestly it's kind of shit. I bent the crap out of it because it is small. It's very thin top. But we do have our big table over there. The only bad part is it is a lot higher, so that is, yeah, it is what it is. But I think we're finally going to clear this thing off. So we're going to, I think the plan here is take the mill, bring it all the way through all this shit, and put it here. Yeah. Our welder is going to go over where the hammer is, right? So we're going to put this guy over there. That way I can put my bottle over there, and it's actually out of the way for once. And hopefully we won't be too much in the way of our cabinets here, and we can actually get in here. The other plan was to move the lathe down and put it in the corner, but I think that's going to be a huge pain in the ass. Or was to put the mill here. Again, I think it's going to be a pain in the butt, and I don't think it's going to work very well there, to be honest. I am going to have to move through all this shit, which sucks, but I think this is going to be our best approach. So let's get to it. All right, so working on some reorganizing some stuff, trying to get some more floor space and clean stuff up. One thing I'm really trying to do is make everything mobile, because our shop is kind of small. We have a small layout. So putting stuff around the perimeter to store, and then when we need it, we'll pull it out type deal. Like specifically with our grizzly hammer, or planching hammer actually. It's on blocks and shit, right? So we can pull it out, and it raised it up so I can actually look and see what's going on. Those are 8x8s, by the way. Actually, sorry, they're 4x6s, and I stacked them up, so they're technically a 6x8. Anyway, but this guy I've been wanting to put on wheels for a while because it's a huge pain in the ass. So I have these little wheels that I'm going to put under here, right? It's almost like I made them for it, huh? Weird. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna put those on real quick, and then we can maybe move this around. Now, it is an English wheel, so this is probably a terrible idea, because they do have brakes on them, like, so I can, you know, put the brakes on, and hopefully it won't move around when I'm using it, but we'll kind of get to that later whenever we get to that bridge. The big problem with this thing, though, is the bottom frame is very light, because it's all chromoly that I had laying around. So it moves around a lot if I really put some ass into the English wheel. So we'll probably gonna fix this later on, or put more weight on it. I'm gonna do that. Might be able to put a tray in here, right? Put some sort of tray in here. That way we can store stuff in here. Try to make this place a little more efficient. One other thing I want to do is get rid of this thing. All right, this little table. All it's doing is collecting trash, right? You all that have shops know how this goes. If there's a flat surface, you're gonna put shit on it. Yeah, ask me how I know. So this needs to go away. This is all the old 4-speed parts from when we rebuilt that transmission, so it needs to get all thrown away anyway. But anyway, that's enough of rambling on that. Let's put some wheels on this. All right, got our wheels put on our English wheel here. Wheels on our wheel. Let's see how long this lasts. Let's see how it does with the brakes on it. Actually, I think it's actually better with the wheels on it than it was on the friction. Well, because these have a little rubber on them too, so that'll work. All right, let's finish the rest of this shit. All right, got our mill moved down here. Got these little dollies, little skate things. We did lose a wheel. Yeah, let's look at my, yeah, at least one. That guy, yeah, I only lost one wheel. It's not terrible. So those skates are rated for 200 pounds a piece, so we're kind of pushing the limits here. But so far they've worked pretty well. Still trying to figure out exactly where we're going to put it. This thing being on wheels is pretty money right now though. But I think we're going to put our mill right here, right? So then we can still open our doors a bit. Just don't put it all the way back. Then like I said before, then we have our outlet and whatnot. We just got to make sure, because my 220 outlets are back there, which actually I have like 3 of them. So yeah, I think we're gonna put our stuff here. Yeah, I think we're gonna do the original plan. Put the mill there, and then put our put the welder and shit over here. I might move this guy into here and just tuck it back in here, depending on how far it sticks out. That way it's out of the way. We'll have to see, because we have our little welder back there, which I don't want to move it. I want to keep it back there. But yeah, getting there. Everything on wheels. That's where it's at. All right, so finally got our shop. I think about where we're going to have it for now. Got English wheel and all that shit put up against here. It kind of sucks because getting in these cabinets isn't exactly ideal, but it works. I pull it forward a little bit and I can get in there. I did put some tension rods on this guy. So I had thought about running the beams this way, but this thing is really top heavy. So if I ran the beams that way, putting the wheels on the left and right, then it would tip and there'd be a chance of it falling over maybe. versus this way. It's good, but these were bending. These were flexing when I would tilt it up, so I put those rods in there so we don't have that problem anymore. All right, got our little mill here. It's a little congested, but when I push this table all the way over, I have plenty of room for the lathe. This is going to go away at some point. All right, still got to clean off all of our surfaces like usual. But we got a little fab table here. Essentially, this is our welding table that was over there, and I felt like this is a good use for it. I needed something to put the bender on anyway, and now I don't have to build it. I just put casters on it. And we got our JD squared notcher in. So that's there. And then, yeah, we're about ready to button this frame up. I gotta finish weld it after I fix some stuff. Gotta do a country bar. But it's about ready to get out here. So anyway, and then this pig. So gonna be some big revisions with that thing, so we're gonna redo some exhaust, some other shit. So, but anyway, that's gonna do it for now. It's kind of probably how our shop's gonna run for a little while. Get everything mobile. So, and until I hate it, and then we'll do it again. So that's gonna do it for now. Take care. We'll talk to you later.